My boyfriend's laziness turned our trip into a circus of madness and I felt like a mother babysitting him, so I told him that he needed a therapist, not a relationship. My boyfriend is often late. He has overslept and been late for different things on multiple occasions. He does work hard and used to work night shifts, so I let it slide. Anyway, we planned a trip for the end of the summer months ago. Last night we were still trying to decide how we'd get to the airport when my mom told me that she could take us before work. I told my boyfriend, who lives 30 minutes from my house, to be at my house no later than 6 a.m. for my mother to drive us to the airport at 6:15. He promised that he would be there around 5:45. This morning, he was nowhere to be seen or heard from until around 6:20. He told me that his phone fell and he didn't hear it. By then, my mom had to leave and take just me, or she'd be late to work. I told him that he should drive to the airport or get an Uber. His mom decided that she would drive him an hour to the airport since he was too late for my mom to take us. He got to the airport a little after me and I checked in our bags. We get to the bag drop, and he realizes he does not have his ID. His wallet is at his house, which is about an hour from the airport. I tell him that I'm going to continue to TSA and go to the gate. His mom is going back to get his wallet, which will obviously take a while. I tell him that I'm getting on the flight regardless and that if he misses it then it's a result of his own mishaps. He then begins to ask me what to do if he misses it. I tell him that he's an adult and should figure out a way to make it to our destination by contacting customer service. I planned everything for the trip down to the flights and travel arrangements. I feel like at this point, I've done all I can do to ensure a successful and smooth trip, and I don't feel as if it's my responsibility to do damage control for him if he misses the flight. There is no refund for the Airbnb that we split the price for if we do not go. He's often late, which is why I told him an earlier time specifically to avoid that. I called him endlessly and he didn't wake up until way after the time we agreed upon. His mom had to go to him and wake him up. I told her that I was going to leave without him and she said, he was up late. So was I. I already told him that I was getting exhausted of planning literally everything and that I want him to begin to take some charge and responsibility. And this happens. Update 1. He had to rebook his flight and arrived later that day. In the process, still asking me what gate number the flight was, while the gate number was displayed on a screenshot that he sent me, instead of using the information that I spoon-fed to him. I should have known how the rest of the trip would go. During the trip, there were multiple instances that solidified the feelings that were already looming. Outbursts of anger that were followed by childlike behavior and excuses. When confronted, there were only excuses and a lack of accountability, all followed by, "But I'm trying so hard, what am I doing wrong?" Despite the issue being directly explained, he lost his debit card, and despite my efforts in tracing his steps, calling businesses we visited, and everything, he stormed off ahead of me in range, leaving me behind, walking alone on the street. When I explained why that bothered me and was unacceptable, here came more excuses and rambling about how he didn't mean for it to happen, but still did it. While walking to different restaurants, he cussed at men who'd even look at me, stared them down and almost caused a scene. He misplaced his wallet before dinner, and acted in the same rageful manner, cussing, slamming things, throwing items around, instead of calmly looking for his wallet. I sat there in disbelief, as this behavior had not been something I had seen before. I told him that this was unattractive and demonstrated a lack of control and emotional maturity. More excuses. There are probably more examples that I could use, but they're fleeing my mind. It's the night before departure. I'm in tears. It started at the beach. We decided to take a night swim. All was well, until he lost his ring in the ocean. Luckily, I was right next to him, so I was able to quickly use my hands and grab it. He got out to put it in the sand. Once we were done, he got upset that I sent his mom a video of him dancing. I walked away because I didn't want to hear it. He then called me back to tell me that he lost his ring in the sand. We look for the ring. By we, I mean me on my hands and knees and him walking around with a flashlight. I finally find it. We begin to walk back to the room. I say, "Can I say something serious? I am beginning to feel like your mother sometimes, keeping track of your things and helping you do damage control." He responds with a lot. How I didn't have to help him, how I don't acknowledge everything he's been doing, like calling Ubers and paying for things, how I'm not like his mom and how he didn't ask me to do anything. In anger, I tell him F you and walk away. Yes, I know this is unkind and I did apologize for my behavior later. I walk to the room alone. He begs me to talk when he gets there, and I don't want to. I shower and tell him one thing: this trip has really made me reconsider whether I want to be in the relationship. He goes berserk, begging me please to talk to him, saying that I don't acknowledge all the good he's doing, on and on. I tell him that I don't wish to have the conversation, don't wish to be touched, and want to be left alone. Here, I also apologize for my rude words. He tells me I'm always rude. He begins to try to hug me. I tell him to get off of me. He continues to touch me as I try to lay down in the bed, trying to hug and hold my hand. Here, I break down in tears. I run to the bathroom and begin to sob. I come out, as he's continually crying and begging me to talk to him. He begins to raise his voice and make a scene. I run to grab the pull-out bed from the closet to sleep on. He blocks me and pushes the bed, telling me I don't need it. I get increasingly aggravated because I'm being blocked, and tell him to move out of my way and leave me alone. He doesn't, and protests by sitting on the pull-out bed. I rip the comforter off of the actual bed and make a bed on the floor. He takes the blanket and pillows from under me, saying he won't let me sleep on the floor. He continues to yell in my ear for me to get up, that he loves me, put everything behind us, while he keeps pulling the pillow that I reclaimed. He has finally left me alone on the floor. Leaving for the airport in 3 hours. Mini update. I'm at the airport now. When I left, he was asleep. He hasn't messaged me or read my texts, and his location isn't moving, so I'm assuming he's still asleep. Boarding in 10 minutes. Several hours later, I left for the airport, alone. When I left, he was asleep. When I boarded the plane, he texted me saying that I should have woken him up so that he didn't miss the flight. He said that I should have at least woken him up because apparently his phone was on silent. Update. I did break up with him via text. I told him not to contact my parents or come to our home. He did both the next day, texting my mom and leaving flowers at my doorstep. He is continually telling me he will seek therapy and that I am the only woman for him who he still loves. His mother actually told him that he should move on and find someone who doesn't fight with him all the time. I told her initially that his behavior was abusive and she agreed that he sounded like his dad, her ex-husband. I told her that I wouldn't even consider him in the future unless he sought therapy and that I had concerns about him passing boot camp. She told me that therapy makes your brain sick and that he should find someone who believes in him.